Hi folks, Tortoiseshell here. Until recently I didn't have any tortoiseshell knives, and now suddenly I seem to have three. It's maybe not quite a sub-collection yet, but it's getting that way, and that's what this video is going to be all about. If you watch it and you like it, please consider giving it a wee thumbs up and make a comment. It really helps the algorithm a lot, and if you're not already, please subscribe, and I have plenty more videos coming along. I have such a backlog to catch up on. We'll get there in the end. Anyway, let's start with this one. This is a marbles tortoiseshell knife. It wasn't the first one I got. It was the middle one of the three, but it's the one that I kind of looked out for and bought. Now, I've been watching Tobias, Knife Chats with Tobias. If you're not already subscribed to him, why not? He's been collecting these marbles tortoiseshell knives, and I just kept looking at them thinking they're rather nice. I've always been put off tortoiseshell because back when I was a small child, I wore glasses from the age of about 4, I think, and the choice in those days, you could buy glasses privately, but you got them free on the NHS, and we were never a rich family, so we used to get them free on the NHS, and you had a choice of 2 different styles. The only difference was one was tortoiseshell and the other was black. And if you were a girl, there were some pink ones as well. Plastic frames, glass lenses. They were always broken. You drop a glass lens, they smash. Anyway, I was put off tortoiseshell because I always had tortoiseshell glasses until I had some say in the matter, and then I took the radical step of going black, and I wore the black ones for a while. But it kind of put me off, scarred for life. Anyway, I saw this one on Congi's knife sales when I was trading for something else, and I just saw this one here and I thought, oh, we'll have that, and that will mean I've got some tortoiseshell. But just before that, the first tortoiseshell knife I got was this one. Now this one came from Rick Jarvis, Warthog, who I haven't heard from for a while, and I'm actually starting to worry about him. His brother wrote to me a little while ago saying he was doing okay, but I haven't heard anything since, and that's certainly a month ago. So I wish him very well, but he has pancreatic cancer, so one has to take it seriously. He's lived with it for 3 years now. Anyway, let's not dwell on that. Anyway, this was the first tortoiseshell knife I ever got. Now, he was going to send me one in mother of pearl, and he did. I sent him something in return, and he actually ended up sending me 4 little knives. Now these ones, I really like these. They're from Kershaw and made in Japan, so we'll have a little look at that in a minute. And then just recently, my daughter gave me a little bag full of knives. I'm not quite sure where she got them from, but this one is from Schrade. Now whether that's actually tortoiseshell or not, I'm slightly unsure, but I think it probably is. So it's quite nice. It also was interesting as it's the only Congress knife I have. I do have, and it just happens to be on the table. Not planned, I have to say. I do have a 62 from GEC, which is their Congress pattern, but it's actually set up as a Warncliffe, with a Warncliffe and a pen blade. So this is the only Congress knife I have, the only one I've ever had, and it's Schrade Imperial. So let's have a look at some of these knives. I'll do them in the order I got them. So this is a tiny little baby knife, a slip joint from Japan. I don't know who made it. It's got a very Japanese shape to the blade, actually. The sort of thing you would get out of Moki or whatever, but it's not uncommon. Some of the Gerber knives have similar shapes. So, I don't know who made it, but I do know that it was made in Japan. And that is what I liked about it. It's a Kershaw, and has got a little number there, or a name, KAI. I take it that's a pattern name, but I don't know, nothing on the other side. But it's twin blade knife, so you've got the little, and it's a very small knife. The blade is just, well, 1 3/4 inches, cutting edge of 1.5 inches, and an overall length of just over 4 inches. So it's a small knife, but it's the sort of knife that if you work in an office or whatever where knives aren't appreciated, it could be the sort of thing you might want to carry. And it also, to give it a bit of added utility, it has a secondary blade which is marked 5800. I knew there was a model number on this somewhere. 5800 Japan, which has a bottle opener and a flathead screwdriver, which is nice, but also, when you turn it over, has a nail file on the other side, which I don't think I've seen anywhere else. The mother of pearl one is the same. It's the same blade set. It's just mother of pearl. The other difference is that one is actually mother of pearl. This, I assume, I don't know, but is not actual slices of turtle, but acrylic. I don't think anybody has used real turtle shell or tortoise shell for a long time. But you never know. Japanese can be a bit funny. I remember ordered sushi for a party once, and I asked him to do a big plate of sushi, and the guy phoned and said, sorry, but he couldn't get any whale, because he thought that's what we wanted, big sushi. And I thought, yes, only in Japan. You wouldn't get that anywhere else in the world, really. So I got this one, as I say, off Congi's Knife Sales, and it is a copperhead, and I quite like the copperhead pattern. So it kind of, the fact it was tortoiseshell and a copperhead, just, I thought, well, what the hell, let's give it a go. And it arrived. It is in, it's beautiful, really. I mean, the tortoiseshell is, of course, acrylic, but the fit and finish is superb. Nothing to complain about, nothing at all. Now the blades are, I think they're just 420A. But we have a, I was going to call it a clip point, really, rather than a drop point, isn't it? Marbles. Nothing on the other side. I think it is slightly hollow ground, which is quite nice. And of course, nail nick with the match strike thing. I'm not a big fan of the match strike thing, but if that's your thing, I don't really understand why all the Smoky Mountain and all these sort of Chinese-made brands always seem to have a match strike nail pull. And then I wouldn't really call it a Skinner blade so much as a long clip. I don't know. It's quite a nice, elegant blade, and it's slightly different to what I would expect normally from a copper lock, but a copperhead rather. But there we are. And marbles etch on the blade, quality knives, marbles, trademark symbol, and then on the back we have the MR610 is the pattern and China, and I believe these are 420A. Anyway, it's a nice little knife. Would be quite usable. How much I'm likely to carry it or not, I don't know. But I could, and if I did, it would be great. Right, and finally, I have this little Congress, which as I say is Schrade Imperial. I suspect it's probably a Far East made knife. There's 4 little blades. We have a fret blade. Just good action on it. Quite sharp as well, actually. Then we have the main blade, which has on it all the chat. We've got Imperial on the tang stamp, and an etch there with Imperial and Schrade on it. And on the back we have what I think is probably a model number, which I will write at the bottom of the screen because I can't read it. Then on the other side we have another similar blade with no writing on it. We have a little, I suppose it's probably a Warncliffe blade on as the last blade, the 4th blade. Now, Congress. I've always wondered why it's called the Congress knife, and it could be to do with the Congress in as opposed to the Senate or whatever. But I always wondered and speculate, and you could probably just call me a pervert, but you have 2 blades from each end which congress into each other, and that, I don't know, just I can see a 19th century joke in that, but who knows, there we are. Anyway, as I say, for somebody that's never had a tortoiseshell knife in my life, who had a basic aversion to the material because of my scarred childhood, I now have 3, and they're all special in a way. I mean, I didn't get this from Tobias, but I kind of he inspired me to buy it. This one was from my daughter, and this one's from my very good friend Rick. who I worry about, and whether you like, subscribe, and make a comment here, please remember him. If you're a praying type, he would appreciate that. If you're not, just keep him in your thoughts. So, thank you very much. Bye.